Hello, in this recording, we're going to do some examples of roundings on standard recommendation columns on a compensation worksheet. So first, let's take a look at the XML where I added this tag here at the bottom of my default money format. This tag can only be added from the XML. It sometimes can be a little confusing because it looks like we can actually configure it from the admin UI under plan setup set number format, but in reality, it can only be added from the XML. So we have rounding mode set to up, and it rounds up to the nearest 10. So now let's go to the worksheet that I created. If we add 500 pounds here, or actually 501, and let's add a decimal even, it rounds to 510 because it rounds to the nearest 10 and always up. Same thing if we do 508, it rounds up to the nearest 10, and the percentage gets calculated accordingly. If we were to add 601, percentage gets reflected and recalculated. So I'll pause the recording and then we'll test some more combinations of rounding, maybe with down and to the nearest 100, for example. Okay, so we're back with a slight change in the configuration here where we have rounding modes equal down and nearest 100. So when we go to the worksheet and we type 589, it brings it down to 500. Same thing if we type 504, it brings it down to 500. And if we do 551, it brings it down to, sorry, 400. So one, maybe before we wrap up the recording, one thing that is important to understand about these roundings on the money format for standard recommendation column is that it will apply to all the standard recommendation columns, the most common ones being these four here, but you can also have a second lump sum column, a second adjustment standard column, um, and the list is in the blog post. One thing maybe before ending the recording is the current salary will always reflect, will never be rounded. It will always reflect the mapping and the same value that is coming from EC, and the final salary as well. The final salary will simply be the current salary plus whatever is in merit and adjustment. Actually, the standard final salary column takes into account merit, adjustment, and promotion as an increase. So it sums the amounts. Actually, we should probably have it here visible somewhere. So we have total increase 400. So the final salary is 23,672.85, which is this plus 400. I hope this was helpful, and I will end the recording. Thank you.